Coming at you not at all live from the Garoffice, that's Combo Garage / office. I've got another look, this time in HD video and not my cell phone, of the Loyal Subjects Berenice. Hey look, I got a message from the Loyal Subjects, the other guys on the Loyal Subjects admin group. That reminds me to turn my phone on silent, but you've had plenty of time to look at her. Got some other things up, and she is really wonderful. I can't say this enough. If you get in here and fiddle, you can really get her gun looking really good, really nice. Okay, and I'm going to give her a spin on my mirrored spinny thing, so you can just get a good look at her overall. And let me tell you, beautiful. Everybody involved did a good job. I know, Joe Allard did the designs for this wave, and he did really well. But then, this is the product of many folks as well. I know Jonathan had to go overseas a bunch and check on QC, things like that, and some sculptors who brought that design to life. And even when I was in the office, they have a guy doing the shipping. I wanted him to sign my Donatello as well. So, his name is Anthony. Definitely want to be good to the guy who ships you stuff, right? But she is just a beaut, and like I said, Ron Rudat even likes these. But you can see her glasses are removable. Okay, there's an album I'll link to in the bottom, and you can see a picture with these glasses and something else. It's actually Blowtorch's helmet, but it'll show you that, yeah, it'll make a good dock. You can see here, she's got a backpack on, and it is removable. Yeehaw! She's got, now remember, this is a one-up or a test. This isn't final production, so they're fixing, thing here or there. She's got a little loose right arm, but that's not bad at all. Here we go. Good head movements on a ball. These are on a ball, though they're kind of a limited ball. This one's, it'll show you a bit better. It doesn't go all the way up, just kind of like the Ninja Turtles do. And then she's got a swivel here at the upper bicep. And then this one, I think, is supposed to be a swivel wrist, but it doesn't swivel, and that might just be this test shot here. But the right hand definitely does, and has the same issue there. Swivel at the waist, legs on balls, and then very, very good knee joint. And then swivel here. It feels like there's a little bit of a ball joint in there, but I'm afraid with this test shot. Okay, yeah, there is a ball joint in there. So it's got a limb. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm a little afraid to do too much with it. I don't want to hurt this thing. So it's not going to be customized or anything. It's going on a special place. So there she is in her glory. And yes, you can take vinyl heads off for Joe customizers who don't know. You can take the vinyl head off. Whew, can't believe I did that with her though. And you can put other vinyl heads on top, so there's going to be customizing like that. The arms and legs are going to pop off with just a little bit of force, and it's not going to be too bad. You can see that there's double ball joint there, so you can take things out and even paint in there. I would not even dream of disassembling it any further than that. But I'm doing that just so you guys can get a good view in advance. See her this way. She's a great little figure. I cannot wait to have them. I think Diana Davis has some going to Ron Rudat, and I just think it's wonderful that he is excited. This is one of those things, like, what can I possibly say? I think it speaks for itself, really. She's the Baroness. You can remove her glasses, and she's got a gun in a backpack. She looks great. She's got some silver, some Sideshow inspired, you know, kind of deco there, so it's not straight black. The hair sculpt, the hair does appear to be a separate piece that's glued onto the head, but I'm not 100% certain, and I'm not going to check that out for you with her. But I will when I get a better one in hand. Okay. And I'm going to put her sunglasses on, so that's why she's out of camera for just a sec, or glasses. And what's neat is, you know, I mentioned to Jonathan just, you know, the original comic look had some green glasses. Probably be too difficult to just do a run of green glasses or something, but in the future that's something that is interesting and he took note of. So we might see a different, you know, I would imagine we're going to see this deco in a couple colors. We know a blue one's coming. We know one more's coming. I think I said that with in the Joe Allard podcast. I don't remember if I told you what it was, but I know it's coming. And then we don't know beyond that. I don't know beyond that, but it's on the radar, and I was able to talk to them about some of the different versions of Berenice, like a more Iron Grenadier color scheme that a lot of people customize with, a Snow Bunny, so-called, that you see sometimes, and as well as the more classic blue with gold highlights and the green glasses. And then the Crimson Asp, which really would just require taking these glasses off and doing an eye patch instead. And then there's another thing as well here that I'm going to show you. It would also require a piece from Blowtorch. And I do have a Blowtorch proto. It's at a different stage. This is more, when I think of prototypes, this is more what I think of, just the early stuff in the mold. And then with her, I tend to think of, you know, this is a test shot or whatever, but I get those terms wrong. And so Patrick Stewart from Joe Declassified isn't here to correct me. So all pre-production stuff here, okay? Now, this is the Blowtorch. Now his helmet is not going to stay in place very well because there's no head under there. So I don't know if it'll fit anything else, but this is a much more, this isn't wax, but it's not something I'm going to fool around with very much. Okay, so we can see this there, and you can see that this helmet and her glasses would make a great dock. You see it's a clear face mask. I don't have his head. Very good Blowtorch, something a Crimson Asp would need. You can see lots of detail. The light, where it's kind of bright in here, but maybe not as bright as I want. I don't know if you can really make out all the detail on this white sculpt. I'm going to turn the table on, and this will probably make him fall over. He's a little less stable, a little earlier in the process. But I want you guys to see that these are real. They're there. We've waited a while on some perspective because TLS has been so open, and they've helped get fans' knowledge at every level and every stage that they're on. And for some, there was some Entertainment Earth, like hard dates that they were counting on, and you know, they were up early. Other collectible owners know that things go back, you get pushed back, you put up pre-orders really early. That kind of thing, and I think that might have been a little bit new for some Joe fans who weren't into maybe Sideshow stuff or other lines. So some went, hey, the pre-order said this date, or on the podcast you mentioned this as a goal, and you know, what time will it be? Well, guys, it's right around the corner, but quality product is more important than the time frame. And this is a smaller company with a license. Anytime you're dealing with some licenses, you're dealing with potential for delays. And that's okay. I was just going to show you, a lot of people are doing boss fight as well, or did boss fight. It took a couple years actually, but we got wonderful figures, okay? Boss fight and TLS are my favorite two companies. So I've been at TLS HQ. I had them on my podcast. I need, me and Tom and whoever else needs to get Eric or somebody from VHacks and Boss Fight about this VHack line here on some time. But as you can see, Blowtorch is pretty good there. I'm going to show you a little couple of details here, and then we'll just we'll look at some other things, okay? Now, be careful here. You can see that it looks like, oh, that's a black dot. I thought that was a small crack. That's interesting. You can see that there is good sculpting work behind the backpack. Okay, they didn't go lazy on that. You can see that there's good sculpting here. This is built in. This clear piece is glued on, so you're not going to be able to remove that, but you can take off the helmet. Now, if you're a customizer type, maybe we'll do a video about that. When I get my real one in, I'm going to absolutely fix that and Dremel a little bit at that exact size as best as I can. Cut, Dremel, and that way I can plug it in and out. And that's going to be my thing, but you can't do that naturally. It's got the same level of articulation as the Berenice does, okay? And you have to keep in mind, this is the most for a TLS toy ever, the Loyal Subjects action vinyls. So it's really impressive. There's really a love for Joe here. I'm just going to show you with her hair in that amount of space. I'm not sure if I can get that back there, but if I can, I'll show you how it would look on her. And you know what? It looks like I cannot. So it would need to be a little modified there, but you see that there's backpack holes that work. All right, here you can see that the Berenice can hold some of these things. I've discovered that one hand is tighter than the other. The right hand is a little tight, or the left hand is a little tighter. It's to my right, forgive me. And she can hold, this is regular G.I.Joe gear. This is from an Alley Viper. She's got the shield she's holding. This hand's a little loose for Joe items, and this hand is a little tight, but it still works. Billy Club. She looks good. This is my favorite Ravage that I found, and Baroness and Ravage go together sometimes. Lots of photos, and there was a canceled statue at one point, so I thought other people, like me, might want to display the two together every now and then. And this is a Ravage from, I think, Trans Toys. It's a third-party Transformer group, but I actually, I just bought him because the rest of their stuff I wasn't into, but saw a single on eBay and grabbed it one day. But it looks pretty good with a Berenice, and so Berenice can have her little robot pet from Destro, or crossover friendly. You can see she's got a little bit of weight right here on the shield. And let's see what else I can get her with. Here Berenice is with a staff from a Boss Fight Studios Uriel, and I mean, it's Cobra inspired. Those guys used to work on Joe, so it's Cobra themed, but I mean an actual Cobra. And she's got Cobras in her hair. But I just like it because if I have a Cobra Commander in the future that gets added to the line again, I think the staff would work really well for that kind of thing on display. Here she is with Wave 1 Snake Eyes. I chose the glow-in-the-dark Snake Eyes. I don't have a large Wave 1 collection, and my son is attached to the Storm Shadow that came in this pack. Actually, I think there's some pictures of about a year ago of him holding it in his crib that I have somewhere on my personal Facebook page. But yes, here we go. You can see the dramatic difference going from 1 to 3 points of articulation. A much bigger, more kitty gun to this rifle here, and then the head's smaller, everything's more detailed, lots more articulation. But let's see if she can hold these weapons. It's always good. Her arm fell off. And that, again, these are not the finished product, so that might happen. But yeah, she can hold his weapon. Might take two hands to get that right. She can hold his weapon here, so that's good. And her backpack hole, I'm not expecting her to be able to fit that. Whoops, sorry Snake Eyes. Okay, and you can see Snake Eyes sword, it just really reminds me of Final Fantasy more so than Joe. It's still a good, they captured the character. I don't take it as a complaining against that designer. I have not talked to that designer personally who did that wave, but okay, the backpack hole does not, this is larger. So to test it on Snake Eyes in reverse because of her hairpiece, you know, these are gonna be loose and fall out. So it does not work with that. And aesthetically it's a little different. So I don't think that's a bad move at all on their part. All right, let's see what else I can dig up. Here she's dethroned Cobra Commander. This is thrown by Christian Norzari. I know I'm shouting out a lot of names in the video, but collections go together in my mind, so I think it's really wonderful when I can demonstrate this Joe item goes with other Joe items and plays well with other loyal subjects items. So that's part of what I'm trying to do here. There she is, looking good. Her seating ability is pretty good. If you move her more to the edge, she'll set a little nicer in one way, but her hair makes it so that you need to scoot her back just a little bit because of the way the weight works. But, you know, there she is. I can just hear her calling Destro darling. Depending whether you preferred the cartoon or the comic, you might be expecting her to fight with Serana over Destro, that kind of thing. Here you can see that she can hold the Wave 2 foot soldier. By the way, if I don't get any TMNT stuff up today, TMNT Wave 2 should be on the docks. So we're looking at a week or so before that Wave 2 is just in stores and available everywhere that carries the loyal subjects. Yeah, so we can see that she carries this, and look at the detail. That's the kind of stuff you can expect from the loyal subjects. If you're here, Berenice is with two people who use the 25th and up mold for Berenice. Should I even say 25th? They came out in the second 2-pack. I'm sorry, the second 5-pack at the very end of the 25th era, and it's seen. You know, it's seen. This was a Resolute version here, I believe. But it's seen some uses. Here's the Crimson Asp. It's a different character than the Baroness. This, by the way, is a custom head. I just threw that on there and called her Dr. Knox, which is a comics character. But if you ignore that, that look is very similar to a Baroness look. It's out there. Some people like this one for its gray color and things like that. But there she is standing beside either one of them. And you know what I found that I thought was kind of funny? She stands better than either one of those. Just because she doesn't have, you know, full heels in the same way that these do. You can see that they're there. They're kind of implied in the boot there. There's a little gap there, but it's not really there, and that makes her so much more stable. And so I like that. But you can see some other, you know, my hope is future repaints. I mean, this one, because of this is the one that normally comes with a blowtorch, that the backpack doesn't really work. But, you know, maybe that'd be a new something with the hair or something like that, an eye patch, because you can take the glasses off. But I'd love to see either of these two repaints, you know, as exclusives or chases down the line. And when I say something like that, if you agree, you know, let me know, let them know, right? I'll have more comparison shots. There's a link down below, and it's to a gallery, and you can check that out. There's actually a couple links down below. One is going to be a full article, and it's going to have different links to the different videos and some word thoughts, just some kind of listing out of things. But then it's also going to include a link to the pictures. But I'll have a direct link into my Loyal Subjects G.I. Joe album, and you can see more comparisons and things like that there. Unfortunately, it looks like I've already packed up my Berenice. I'm in the process of moving again. I know I moved my office out here, and then now I'm going to move. So that's unfortunate, but there will be more comparison pics coming. So if you enjoyed, please check that out. Like the Facebook, like this page. All those things are appreciated. Subscribes appreciated. All right. Till next time. All right, guys. Nerd out.